sky is not the same shade of blue. Every single thing I believe isn't true. Missing in a maze of monochrome. How did I get here? How can I go home? The echoes in my eyes of all they used to see, burning down the world, the ashes and debris, and all that's left of me, non-entity. Trying to stand in line, tried to obey the ghost of what I was keeps getting in the way. Staring at the sun, blinded by the light. Now I'm afraid of fading out of sight. The echoes in my eyes of all they used to see, burning down the world, the ashes and debris, and all that's left of you, and all that's left of me, all have washed away. Oh, non-entity. The sky is not the same shade of blue. Every single thing I believed isn't true. Missing in a maze of monochrome. How did I get here? How can I go home? The echoes in my eyes of all they used to see, burning down the world, the ashes and debris, and all that's left of me. Oh, non-entity. Try to stand in line, try to obey The ghost of what I was keeps getting in the way, staring at the sun, blinded by the light. Now I'm afraid of fading out of sight. The echoes in my eyes of all they used to be, burning down the world, the ashes and debris, and all that's left of you, and all that's left of me, all have washed away. Oh, non-fucking entity, na na na, na na na, na na na. Best Nine Inch Nails song ever fucking made. He didn't even want to put it on the album, son. He didn't put it on the album, son. He saved it for later because he thought it just... Fucker, that's the best song he ever made. It's fucking incredible. I don't care how poppy it is, son. Or excuse me, sir. Forgive me. Mr. Reznor, how dare I? For you are a master, sir. And you have not faltered in your old age, sir. I didn't even know that song existed. Only found it a couple years ago. And I listened to the album he was going to put it on about 6 zillion fucking times. He didn't put it on that album, though. I don't know if he didn't have faith in it. He didn't think it was good enough. It didn't fit. I don't know. I forget what the reason was. That song is fucking amazing. And I don't care how simple and poppy it is. I don't give a fuck. The simplest song, son, can be the best. I'm about to go take a break already. You know what? I will. And then we'll start. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do a 15-minute fucking Trent Reznor intro. I got a little carried away. There's certain songs, if you sing, if you're into that are perfect for singing. And they just flow, man, and they feel good to do it. That one Dido song is an example. I can't remember the name of it. I did it one night here. That song's another example. Anyway, I'm going to smoke real quick, and then I'll come back and we'll start. Because it's the goddamn... What fucking difference does it make, son? We all going to be dead soon. Do you understand that, son? Does you? This ain't just entertainment, son. I was thinking about that earlier. You know, when I say you're going to hell, son, and you know who you are, I'm not talking to everybody. That's real, son. That's eternity. That's fire, and you don't die. I'll get back into that later. You just hear me say that shit, and it just rolls off your back like a fucking duck. Motherfucker, it best not. All right. Sorry about that. I have stuff from the past 3 days. I grabbed what I felt was most relevant. Because you can't look at it all. Don't waste your time trying. The point is to wear you out. Focus on what matters. Like Peter Thiel, living in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Buenos Aires. That's Buenos. I can't remember. Or is it ES? Yeah, that's where Peter Thiel lived. And since he likes watching me in the bathroom, my cock and shit, and everywhere else I go, fuck you. And die, you fucking Satanist pedophile scumbag. And I ain't Alex Jones saying that 20 years ago. I saw the files, son. I saw your name all over it, son. I saw how they really took a liking to you. Greasy Pete. So fuck you and goddamn die. You're a fucking Satanist and it's goddamn obvious. And no, Pete, you ain't gonna avoid that pesky Armageddon thing. You know, where Jesus Christ comes back and kills your greasy ass. It's gonna happen, Pete. Put some welfare money on it. Because that's all you ever made in your life, son. You worthless goddamn pillow-biting Nazi. Fuck you. Sincerely, that's Buenos Aires, Argentina. A bunch of Gandalfs gathered at his place. And this is what needs to happen. Since he loves following me to fuck around and you to fuck around all day, right? Some people should be following him around all day. And again, anyone in favor of this mass surveillance bullshit, one, there should be a camera on you 24 hours a day and you should have no problem with it, son, right? Right. And your bank account should be audited for the payoff money. Okay? That's what should happen to you. I take no one seriously that okays the surveillance state. Down to worthless rube, all the way up to president, all the way up to the devil. I take none of you fucking seriously. Why? Because you got a little bit of Satan on your lips, son. I don't tolerate none. And I don't think the man will either. Because you're preaching the gospel of the beast system, and I know you don't know that. You're a worthless child. You don't know fuck. You just taking money, you cashing checks. You think it, you all about it. I know, son. I'm about the lake. That's why I'm here. Letting you know where you going. All you doing is preaching the beast system. I know you worthless children, not a one of you understand that. And the ones that do, that's even worse. You going deeper in the fire, son. The ones that don't know no better, you'll be up at the top layer. I know you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, the ramifications of it, that it was prophesied before you were thought in your daddy's worthless cock. Any dumbass preaching the virtues or, I don't mind. You are preaching the gospel of Satan and the beast system. I don't expect you to understand that. We wouldn't be here if you did, son. That's what I'm here for. Peter Thiel can run, but he can't hide. Jason Bassler, he's funny. He's a libertarian, and he's all about pointing out the surveillance and what's happening. And then he'll put a picture of fucking Ron Paul up as if he's like his hero or something. Ron Paul helped build this, Jason. I love you, man, but I ain't no libertarian. That's only Republican light, son. That's why you putting up pictures of Ron Paul and shit as if he's some kind of hero. No, Ron and Rand helped build this literal beast shit. I know you don't understand that. You're still in the political world. You ain't where I'm at, in the apocalypse. And that's where you at, too. You just don't know it yet, son. I love you, Jason, but you can't be putting pictures of Ron Paul up as if he didn't help build this fucking Frankenstein. You got to learn, son. You got to let the libertarian Republican thing go. You really do. I love you, though. I love you pointing this shit out. Gandalf's at Thale's house. I love it. Peter Thale can run, but he can't hide. A squad of Gandalfs held a banner that said, "You shall not pass," at the door of his new home in Buenos Aires. Well done. Do more. These Satanists shouldn't know a moment of peace. Why? Because they don't want you to know one, son. That's their whole mission. That's what they're building right now, and they're doing it on purpose. The evil is the point. Little, tiny children. Straight up. You didn't think Satanism was a real religion, did you? I'm not talking about your cunt neighbors that dress in black robes. I'm talking about real Satanists, son. Yeah, it's real. You're looking at it every goddamn day. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis appointee Palm Beach County Clerk arrested on child sex abuse charges. That's when the charges first came out a few days ago. Another one of your people, high up in state government, a buddy of DeSantis, an appointee, touching his fucking grandson. Fuck you and die. Anyone that ever voted R in their life. Bunch of goddamn pedophiles. And we seeing that all right in our face right now. Why? So you have no excuses when you stand in front of a man. Ain't one human on this earth that can say, "I didn't know." This is why you can't say you didn't know. You just looked away because it was on your team. Even the devil and the Antichrist, that's what got you here. Your willingness to look away because it was on your team. When they fuck you over, and when they fuck the rest of us over. And when they blatantly show their Satanist fucking ideology, their Antichrist ideology the right-wing party has always had. This ain't nothing new. This is just what they wanted to do since 1945. That's all, son. All you people. Before I was born, you were talking killing liberals, son. That's what got you here, too. You know where else they're going to get you? In the fire. That's a promise, son. And this is the time. You don't have no time left. And every goddamn rock I turn over in the right-wing machine, I find another goddamn pedophile. That's what you've been voting for all these years. And your granddaddy, too. Must have saw something you like, son. Only way I can explain it. They're literally all pedophiles. The cabal, they tried telling us Hillary was right, pointing a finger at Hillary. Everyone that did that is a goddamn pedophile. And we watching it happen day after day. They had Bill and Hillary right in front. They've been yelling all these years. Alex Jones, his Russian asset ass. Assange, all of them. They've been yelling for fucking decades about Bill and Hillary. You're fucking Bobo the hooker. Everybody. They had Bill and Hillary right there for the 11th goddamn time. They had nothing fucking on them. Not even close to something, son. You've been watching fiction for 30 goddamn years. Ain't that a fucking shame? And you know who the pedophiles were, son? You and your people. And it's all coming out now. Funny. Okay, something's going on. Let me give context quickly. The United States can't beat Iran in war. Neither can Israel, neither can the Middle East. All of them combined cannot beat Iran in war. They have lost. America has lost. That is goddamn obvious. So they're going back to economic. Now, economic has been going on for 40 fucking years. So we could have just stayed there in the beginning, but we got the Antichrist. So, he had to kill some of your soldiers, lose $1 trillion in equipment, spend about $2 trillion on the war so far. Those numbers they show you, son? No. $2 trillion. Easy. Marks. We're back to economic shit. Scotty and Donnie had a plan. Let's talk China and others into not doing business with Iran anymore. If they do that, 1, Iran will hit data centers and other things with missiles. 2, they lied again. China ain't on board with this. They talked to somebody and got like a kind of okay, and now they're announcing it to the world. As we go through this, we will see it's complete bullshit. Donnie must have promised Xi Taiwan for a minute, as if he wasn't going to give him that anyway. So someone must have gave an okay, but it wasn't an okay. China already said they don't want to be dependent on the United States for oil, that they're our enemy. I think they want to stay right where they at with Iranian oil. Can't get Russian oil. All their shit's on fire. So I think the Chinese considered it for half a second, or someone in the government did, not Xi. And Besant and Donnie just ran with it and announced it like they got some new brilliant fucking strategy. Nah, it's not going to happen. And this is a few days ago, remember. Chinese shipping giant Costco and CMES have halted all oil tanker transport through both the Strait and Bab el-Mandab per Reuters, citing industry execs. Better control more than 100, each capable of carrying 2 million barrels. Handled roughly half of China's crude imports from the Mideast. These are among the world's largest shipping groups. The decision by both shippers followed direct communications with Chinese central authorities, CMES already telling investors in late July that its vessels would not enter the strait for a long time. You know what it really is? China doesn't want to pay the tolls anymore. So they made a little power play. And it doesn't mean they want to join Donnie. That's not why they're doing it. They don't want to pay tolls. So they tried to get some boats through without paying. That's where this announcement comes from. It's the Chinese saying, you know what, we don't want to pay the tolls anymore. A gang of Argentinian Gandalfs protest against Palantir in front of Peter Thiel's house in Buenos Aires. They unfurled a banner that reads, "You shall not pass, you motherfucker." Another picture. Amazing. Someone showed up at a city council meeting in a Darth Vader costume about Flock. That's later on. So we got Gandalfs. We got Darth Vader. They're brilliant metaphors, and Greasy Pete loves to use words from Tolkien's work like the scumbag thief welfare fucking pillow biting queen he is. How dare he fucking take anything from Tolkien, his fucking satanic scumbag ass. So it's appropriate that the Gandalfs are there, pointing out who the evil fuck is of Sauron, of Melkor. Those are the devils in the story. Donnie posted this August 18. The Strait as a new U.S. territory, even though America completely lost the war, and now they're afraid to bomb. And so is Israel, and so is the Middle East. So now it's back to economic strategies. You know, like we were doing in the beginning. Trump declares that the Strait of Hormuz is now officially U.S. territory. Donnie posted this on the money laundering site. Funny, Donnie says that when the U.S. Navy is too chicken shit to even go in there. Shit, the U.S. Navy can't even get food. Because then Donnie and Pete would have to admit a base got blew up, so the resupply, the normal one, didn't happen. Hey, you fat cunts. Donnie and Pete, you can send another boat. You can even send it on a sneak. I know it'll leak anyway, like a reporter or someone will make a call and leak it for money. Because they hate you fucking people. And you're criminals. But you should have done it anyway. Just let the sailors starve, Pete, while you're doing your fucking makeup. You worthless fucking piece of shit. And I shouldn't give a fuck about you troops either, because you're going to round my ass up and other people that aren't of Satan like you up later. I shouldn't feel sorry for you at all. I shouldn't be advocating for you all. I should fucking hate your guts, actually. Why? Because you hate mine, son. That's why. And I ain't seen many of you put down the guns yet. I seen a few. Not many. But I knew it would go that way. Yeah, the U.S. Navy's still chicken shit to go in the strait. In fact, their sailors can't even eat because Donnie's a scumbag thief. An idiot who got all his bases blown up. But that's not the real reason. The second, resupply ain't ever coming to that boat, you send a different one, a different way. Real simple, and we got the capability. I don't want to hear anyone make arguments for this fat fucking pedophile. Couldn't send a boat of food to our fucking sailors. Fuck you and die. Anyone that attempts it. As if America at any minute doesn't have the money, the ability, blah, blah, fucking blah, to send a fucking cruise liner full of food to anywhere in the fucking world. Or planes. They managed to fill the planes up with bombs and drop them on schoolgirls. So why can't they drop some fucking food on a carrier? No? Because the devil's in charge and his Antichrist is in charge. That's why. That's why your fucking sailors are starving. Your sailors, not mine. I don't know nobody in the fucking military. You knew better. So did they. Most of you and they voted. I saw one woman who has someone in the military she's very concerned about. She's like, I still support Donald, but this is messed up. That's why it's over. I still support you, devil, but what you just did to me was messed up. That's why it's over. That's why your sailor's starving right now, jerk off. Not because of me. Menasha police officer gets 6 months in jail for tracking ex with flock. Here's what he looks like. They do not put police officers in for doing illegal searches, ever. They're making a point. This motherfucker's going to do prison time for abusing flock. They're making a fucking point. The beast system, the surveillance apparatus, is way more important than police officers. I know. You thought you were on the team. I've been trying to tell everybody, no one's on the team. Even though you're the hand of Satan and the Reich, Officer Smith, they will sacrifice you in a goddamn second to save flock and all that. It's called the beast system. Surveillance, digital coin, mark on your body. That's what's being built. You police officers are help building it. You thought you were on a team. You're goddamn wrong. You've fallen like flies. I've never seen, again, I was thinking earlier again, a global push harder than this for the data centers, which will bankrupt all these companies, will deplete the earth of more water, accelerate the climate loss. I've never seen such a united push for anything in my lifetime. I can't think of one in history. as building the beast system. I've never seen such fervor. I see Google ruining their fucking search engine. I see Google ruining features on YouTube. Every other company doing the same. They're so desperate here on Google and YouTube. Under every post, when I try and post a picture now, there's a little bar that says, ask AI to edit this photo. And I can't get it off the screen. I can't get rid of it. I can't move the photo. They've ruined the post feature. That's how desperate they are to get you using AI anyway, because they know people hate it. No one wants it. But all they can see is the devil, son. The camps, us being slaves, them not paying wages anymore. The 5 tech companies, whatever, being gods of the earth. Selling our info forever. And the rich, as if they haven't stolen it already, but all of it this time, the rest of it. All of what we produce. That's all they can see. Automated jobs and no employees, that's all they can see. Satan, that's all they can see. As they ruin their own businesses. I barely use Google search anymore. I use a different browser. One, because it doesn't have ads. At all. 2, I trust it more, and they didn't ruin it. So every time I put up a post, the thing's scrambling to add shitty background music to my post that I got to try and get rid of, and I can't even figure out how to get rid of that sometimes. So it's scrambling to add some shitty fucking background stock track that they fucking have. And it's got a little bar underneath the picture now. Ask AI to edit the photo. No, I don't need AI to edit the photo. I've already got the photo the way I want it. I just want to adjust it in your little window so the top ain't cut off. But your AI shit ruined all that. And now every post the top's cut off. Unless you click on it. No one wants to do that. That's why I center them a certain way. Your AI tool, since all you can see is Satan, little children. You're ruining your apparatus. You're ruining your tool. I've been giving you this speech for a long time. As you go more right compliant, more B system compliant, all you can see, your tunnel vision, Satan, your business becomes more and more worthless. Your tool becomes more and more useless. I've been telling you this for 2 years. It's like all the companies are in a race to ruin their companies and businesses. And man, they're doing a great job. They got me using VPNs and alternative browsers and all kinds of great stuff. And I don't give my info anymore. I barely use the Google search engine. I'm probably not going to use Post much anymore. They're making their shit worthless. They're making their tools useless. So many companies are. It's like a rush to bankruptcy or something. But again, all they can see is the goal at the end. What they've been trying to do for automate everything, AI, surveillance, we can kill you, beast system, the devil, Satanism, pedophilia is okay. Eugenics, culling of the population. All the things Alex talked about that blamed on the liberals, no, it was you and your people. Sorry. Liberals just took the checks at the end and voted for the surveillance that's going to round their ass up in a minute. Again, the ramifications of what you children do, you don't understand because all you can see, Ocasio-Cortez, Adam Schiff, they see future elections, maybe a presidential run. They see an after. Many of you out there in business land, you see an after. A utopia, a satanic utopia, where you rule forever. Never going to happen. It'll last about 3 minutes before the man tears it the fuck down and kills you all. That's where it's going. If it wasn't going there, you'd ruin the climate in about 8 years. So your data centers in a whole society, all of it would be goddamn worthless. No matter how many people you kill. And if you're going to kill so many people, what do you need so many data centers for? Seems you need less. You're going to kill a few billion, which I know you want to do. So the police officer's meaningless. I've never seen a global push for something. It's a shame the global push, like I've never seen before, for the beast system, is for the devil. And there wasn't a global push of something of God, like, feeding the homeless or the hungry, or got plenty of money for bombs, bombing schoolgirls, bombing boats in the Caribbean. Plenty of money for murder and death. Plenty of money to steal. Right, Donnie? No money to feed the homeless, house the homeless, feed the hungry. Such a shame the global push was for Satan and not for God. Maybe it wouldn't be the end, but it is. I'm sorry. I yelled for 10 years. No one gave a shit. And I was censored like a motherfucker, so... A query revealed that Goodson has searched for his wife's vehicle in the Flock database 717 times between September and June. That'd be Officer Goodson. Every one story I read you of these, 1,000 more officers are doing it that are not caught yet. Oh, this is the mass cunt Gestapo in the DMV. And when you see a camera like this is for biometrics as well. This isn't just a camera taking footage. And there's a very professional mic attached to it. So they're recording audio, they're recording video, and they're recording biometrics all at the same time. That will be used later to round people up. It'll be used during the election to see who's going to vote what way. It is the DMV. So this is one of the mass cunts. Once she started filming them, and they got mad, you could tell they wouldn't want to be on camera. They love filming everybody else and making lists for Satan, though. The man filming, too. He making lists, too, son. My mass child there. For the fire, son. You're going to be in there. I can tell by your demeanor. You're a tough guy. You know better. See that orange background because of the filter? That's going to be your eternity, son. Just like that. Yeah, he's got like scabs all over his fucking leg. Looks like a total fucking scumbag. Some old ass fucking shitty sneakers. And he starts walking over when she starts filming him. And when she starts filming these mass murderers in fucking the DMV that are illegally collecting footage, audio, and biometrics, the cop looks over like, what, like she's the weird one. Filming the mass murderer with the fucking futuristic Satan camera. It was amazing. And son, when I see these scenes, I know you don't see it, son. I see the devil all over. I feel the devil all over it. It's evil as fuck. Seeing a bunch of people wasting their life trying to get their reg or their license or whatever the fuck they're doing at whatever shithole DMV, because we all know what they like, son. And when you zoom back and you see the two men in masks and you see the worthless police officer defending it all, you can see the devil. You can feel the devil. You win that time, son. That's why I'm telling you this. You in that time. I know you don't want to be. Maybe you didn't think that much about it in your life. Maybe you don't believe in it at all. It doesn't matter. It's like a tidal wave that's coming. And you got two camps. One saying, hey, there's a tidal wave coming. Maybe we should get out of here. Move to village. It's dangerous. And then the other camp, there's no fucking tidal wave, man. You're just fucking panicking for nothing. Let's just relax. Those are the non-believers. That wave's still coming, son. I didn't want it to, and I take no pleasure in saying that. I'm just telling you straight up what your reality is. Because I know a lot of you, pretty much everybody out there, still thinks there's going to be an after. They're still going on with their life. They don't understand what they're in, where this is going, what it is, how important it is in your life. This is the final time, son, where you got to decide which way you're going to fucking go. And it's deadly fucking serious. Otherwise, my tired ass won't be here again. You got to make a choice at some point, son. And no one's exempt. You're going to choose God or the devil. And again, it don't matter if you believe. You still got to pick one, son. And there's going to come a moment real soon where they're going to force you to pick one. And you better pick the right motherfucking one. Because again, I want to explain this real clear. There is a lake of fire. The people who take the mark will be thrown in. You don't die, son. Do you understand? You might be wiped from memory and existence. But it explains how there's no rest day or night for these people. Do you understand? I'm talking torture for all eternity. It's deadly fucking serious, and the people that will be in there will deserve to be in there. Why? Because they wanted to torture you for all eternity. What do you think the beast system, the Antichrist, where every major company and elite and Donnie and his people, where everyone's taking us? It's all for the devil. And they all going in, and everyone that takes their mark will go the fuck in. That's eternity in fire, and it's real, son. How do I know it's real? Your Antichrist is real. Masked men at the DMV who get all offended if you film them like the devil would get offended. I've already seen the devil's death. I've told you that many times. It's inevitable, son. No matter what he does. He mad about that. So a lot of evil will be done. It's being done. Again, if this masked cunt, and they were very like standing like off to the side, like trying to be nonchalant, if you can be nonchalant with a huge camera and a mask on, and fucking, what's he got, ski goggles on too? This fucking cunt of Satan. None of this gonna save you from the fire, son. None of it. The camera, the mask, the goggles, none of it. I could see you were real worried about getting identified as you were filming and collecting biometrics, you evil cunt of Satan, who will burn. Man, this should tell you all you need to know. Could you imagine being in DMV seeing a mass murderer? 2 of them? Your country's over. They're taking more territory. I don't know if you noticed. This is not going away. I wish it fucking would, son. It ain't. Not unless the public makes it go away. And I know that ain't gonna fucking happen. That could easily be done, by the way. But it won't. Don't worry. Before I get into this, let me take another break. Fuck, 42 minutes. This is long. But it's important. Gary, Indiana. And eugenics. Everybody else got power and WOLA. Gary don't. That's eugenics, son. right there in action. Passing laws that businesses don't have to worry about water or heat breaks. That's eugenics, son. Right there. This girl did a video, and there was a natural disaster of some sort, storm something in Indiana recently, but everyone else got power. Gary doesn't. The poorest area, the blackest area. There's a lot of white poor there too, my God. There was a whole documentary years ago about Gary, and it's a fucking hellhole. This girl's talked of pistol whipping, people breaking into apartments, stealing whatever they can. Don't stand outside your car too long, you'll get pistol whipped. I mean, it's hell. And First, she just drove down the road for a few miles, and she said it's like this for a mile, just pitch black. The top picture there. And then she did the video in the car, and she talked about how she's going to run. She doesn't have enough money to stay in a hotel anymore. She's going to run in her apartment, grab some stuff super quick, run back to the car. It's a war zone there right now, and no one cares. You notice, Donnie, and no one's talking about it? You know what that's called, son? Eugenics. So, no power, no water, no nothing. And these people got to survive. And then there's everyone who's robbing, stealing on top of it. It is a straight up nightmare that you would see in some dystopian movie. And you know what else it is, son? It's a portent for what's going to happen to this country. And it's going to be like this, one little area at a time, where no one gives a shit. And that's going to spread. Why? Because they want you to die, son. Dead fucking serious. I would never say that lightly. Gary's an example. This was the first day. I found out about it a few days ago. August 17. How many people outside of Gary, Indiana are aware they haven't had electricity for a week? This video is on IGNY. This young lady are the first reports I'm seeing. They have no power, fuel, food, no refrigeration. People are being robbed for generators and supply. Yeah, and it's much worse than that. I heard 9 days so far. This is insane. "29 U.S. states open trial against Meta in Oakland federal court today, alleging it designed Instagram and Facebook to addict children and unlawfully collected minors' data. Jurors were shown an internal email to Instagram chief Adam Mosseri naming teen time spent as the goal, and said staff called the app a drug and themselves pushers." Yeah, that's funny till court happens, huh, Zuck? Are they going to give you any more CIA money or welfare to cover this? Or are they going to let you go under? Because that's what I assume will happen eventually. And I told you a long time ago they would start with Zuck. Youngest and weakest. Meta says penalties could reach $1.4 trillion, close to its entire market value. The state's attorney general told a hearing last week the figure is likely or near $200 billion, roughly 3 years of Meta's after-tax profit. Zuck is expected to testify. I'm sorry you lose the case just from those emails alone. Those internal emails. Done. If I'm on the jury. I assume we'll get some help from the government and they'll just absolve him and make him immune. That's what he's asking for. He deserves to go bankrupt. And those families deserve all his money. Because of how he made it. And what he's doing right now. They won't get it. He will survive. They'll get a nice payout. Zuck the pedo will continue, and Zuck is a pedo, so this makes sense. Perfect sense. And they'll just use it again as another argument for digital ID. Look, we're protecting the children. No, liberals, you took checks, and it was a right-wing idea. That's why they vote for it, for Satan. No one gives a fuck about the kids. Let's be honest, son. A USS Spruance family member warns sailors could be kept deployed until November. Are you glad you voted, Donnie? Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and parents? and spouses? Are you happy? Do you like starving on a metal cage in the ocean? Tried to save you that experience, all you fucking idiots. You chose otherwise, sorry. And again, I'd have more sympathy if I didn't know you're going to round me to fuck up later. For the devil. That's who you're working for, son. That's why you're starving right now. November. Why? Because that's when the election is, son. Why else? Donnie needs this going on. I told you that way back. I said it seems like, despite everything Donnie's saying, like he wants this to linger till the midterms. We're at war. We just had an attack on Atlanta. It was Iran. Got to stop the election, martial law. It's coming, son, you know it. Do you think the deployment till November is just a coinky dink? I don't. This poor woman got imprisoned for 2 weeks because of Garrett Langley, the peeping fucking Tom, and Flock. This woman here, videos all over the internet, and this is what I'm talking about. There's no minor inconvenience. You lose your job, your apartment, your fucking everything, because they got us slaving to where every dollar goes to them. So if you miss a week or two, you're done. And that's, I'll say, 70% of you out there. This is why I hate you. Anyone who preaches, yeah, I don't mind the surveillance. Yeah, it's all right. Fuck you and die. And I hate you. This is why I hate Flock and peeping Toms. This is why I hate the devil and the beast system and mass surveillance. Because we all get to play this game. You realize you win the game. You playing, right? Could be you any day. Driving to get some milk. 8 officers with guns in your face. Think you can survive that? Think you can talk your way out of it? They're always 100% sure, too. Flock told them to come grab you. You're all enrolled, whether you want to be or not, son. She didn't want to be. 2 weeks. Innocent woman jailed for 2 weeks due to Flock cameras. She feels completely traumatized by the ordeal. Police had enough info to know she was innocent but arrested her anyway. She says she still receives death threats for the manslaughter she didn't commit. She gonna lawyer up. She gonna get a couple million. Or close to $1 million. And she deserves it. And that's your money, dumbasses. Again, as the cops, your pigs that you pay for, and the police departments, as they violate everyone's rights, this new era of let's just fuck everybody who gives a fuck, shoot who we want, tase who we want, violate rights, just arrest people for nothing because Flock says so. Oh, you're innocent and you just proved it? Just stay in there anyway. Since it's, like that, I am so sick of hearing these stories, and of course it would be just like this. We just received San Jose's reply in IJ's ALPR case. They claim cities may install camera. This is in court documents this man is citing. That's why I'm reading it to you. This is the attitude they have, and this is your future. They've already planned it. I told you this before they told you. By the way, they claim cities may install cameras on every corner and fly drones overhead so as to 100% track you whenever you are outside, and that the Fourth Amendment has nothing to say about it. Are we going to be above drone level? The camera on the street isn't enough. That's what I mean with the devil, the Reich, the paranoia, the Satanism. There's already cameras on every corner, fuckheads, that can see every one of us, unless I'm in an airplane. Not enough for the devil. He needs something flying in the air to watch you too, and that could kill you too. I told you that before they got back in. Now they doing it. They saying it in court doc. We have the right, yeah. Camera in every corner, drone in the sky. Telling you the plan, straight up in court. Exactly what I said. A couple years ago. Oh, I saw this the other day, because no one ever talks about it. August 18. Trump never says what he did to the homeless people in D.C. That's Patriot Take saying that. I've been saying it for a while now. I bring it up every now and then, because I know what happened to him. And you do too. And that's going to happen to more, and son, it already has. Why, I goddamn hate you. And you know who you is. And your goddamn worthless fucking imp that's gonna fucking burn right next to you. I've seen it, son. Donnie posted this on the money laundering. These are achievements. When the White House grounds looks like fucking Mordor, and we've got the military occupying our capital. By the way, Donnie showed off the granite he installed yesterday with your money. He said you didn't pay for it, but that means you did. Every time. Every day, all day, twice on fucking Sunday, son. 3 times on Sunday. That's what level mark you fucking is. That granite's to protect what's underneath too, son. Not to look nice. Obvious. That's why they wanted the granite so bad. You know, like Iran has, that's bomb-proof. Protecting what's underneath. You know, the complex Donnie's going to live in while you're dying out here because of his mass murders. Once they go full Reich, they got to reveal it at some point, son. That's when Donnie's going to go hide while you die. Remember, I told you that too when it's happening. Especially if you voted for it. So Donnie's achievement, 2,300 lights fixed with your money. 1,460 benches rehabbed, installed with your money. 250 plus truckloads of debris hauled from the core pond at Construction Garden with your money. Constitution Gardens. Don't forget the empty reflecting pool full of algae and blue paint chips. And rainwater. Fenced off. And the ruined Kennedy Center. And now half the White House, 3/4 is missing. And the grounds looks like fucking Mordor. Never mind that. Just sweep that under the rug, son. Tons of pothole repair material applied with your money. Homeless encampments removed with your troops and your money. Where did those homeless go? They never tell us. I want to hear specifics, son. No vagaries. No, oh, we asked, you know, they could be committed or... No. I know better than that, Satan. I'm sorry. I know what happened to them. What they've been wanting to do for a long time. That will happen more, and not just to homeless. Why I goddamn fucking hate you for all eternity. Anyone who helped make this and has not turned. All eternity. Fuck you. And burn. Notice how nice Donnie puts it when it was really military, and they probably got executed. Where did you think this was going? What did Adolf do? Then that's what Donnie's doing and will do. That's simple. That's his hero. Rat-resistant trash cans installed with your money. Statues, monuments, and memorials clean with your money. Fountains fixed with your money. Mile of fencing repainted with your money. Many contracts wasted. The ruination of the Kennedy Center, that's a contract wasted that now had to be redone, removed. That's another contract. You're paying twice, assholes. That's the Donnie shitbags effect. You're 40 trillion in debt right now, too. Donnie's responsible for 1/3 of that. You fucking cunts. The reflecting pool. A contract was given to him and his mob buddy. They pocketed most of it, I'm sure. And now it's ruined and empty and nothing's being done with it. It's not filled back up. It's not repaired. And there will be or is another contract you are paying again. You fucking idiots. Yeah, these are some really wonderful. Johnny's just renovating his place. That's what he sees it as. He sees DC as his place. With your money, that's all. But what did happen to the homeless, Satan? I think I know. The same thing that's going to happen to you, little imp. You're going to get executed. As wonderful as you think your imp ass is, nothing but charcoal. Since the beginning of time, little imp. Worthless, nothing charcoal. How did you get so many to follow you? I guess it was more their anger at God, right? Than liking your fucking shitty ass. Because if you pick Donnie, then you are Donnie. That tells me all I need to know about your son. That you're that mediocre and that shitty. And you're probably just a little nut and imp that wanted to be something else. Something more. When you were nothing but charcoal since day one. What a shame. Leon Scum's 1 million random lottery winners were not random. Yeah, Leon's in court over the 1 million lottery scam he pulled. He didn't pick the people at random. It was all fucking stage, all bullshit. The guy should be in fucking prison. But he's interlinked in the CIA, and they Nazis, and he Nazis, and they pedos, and he pedo, and so we stuck with him. Another round of welfare for Leon, I'm sure, coming soon. Your money, dumbass. Hey, you voted for the cunt. I didn't. Musk faces judge's wrath after 1 million voter payout found to be rigged. Even his lawyer said it was rigged. Will he do 1 minute of prison time? Nope. Pay some a little fine with your welfare money that you gave him. And I'll go right back to being a Nazi, touching kids, and, you know, hanging out with the CIA. And worshiping the devil. Speaking of that, I want to remind you, again, these people really believe in it, son. Go look up the picture of the goat again. If you don't feel the devil on that, if you don't see the devil on that, if you don't see what they worship in, son, then you blind. One of the greatest examples of the worship is that goat, that woman standing next to it, and it being at Mar-a-fucking-Lago. Covered in $100 bills, Donnie's face, in Trump we trust, replacing the name of God the Father. A goat. No, son. It doesn't mean greatest of all time. That's the jokey, stupid way the imp has worked your dumbass and your dumbass ancestors since day one. I'm just joking when I say I want to be Pope. I knew it would be presented these ways. I knew it before you saw it, son. They couldn't just come right out and say it. The devil can't just put 666 on a currency. Not in plain English. Gotta do it in a jokey, funny way or a different way. Fight, fight, fight. The G in the center as well. Maybe that's what John the Revelator saw. The G down the middle, which looks very much like a 6. I'm sure he would have saw everything in his language of the day. For ours hadn't been invented yet. Our numeric system probably hadn't been invented yet. Either way, we write our numbers. I'm sure in John the Revelator's time there was a different way of writing numbers, especially on Patmos, Greece, wherever the fuck he was. So we probably saw everything in his language of the day. And we're seeing it in ours. So it gives you the opportunity when that goat's sitting there and they're showing it to you and they weren't hiding it from you, son. They wanted you to see it. And they can just say greatest of all time and now, isn't that cool? Cult members? Nope. It's a straight tribute to Satan, son. With your Antichrist putting his name in place of God the Father's name, a real dangerous endeavor, son. You know where that endeavor ends every goddamn time? The fucking lake. You know, when you render yourself as Christ, or you put your name in place of God the Father's name on a goat that everyone knows represents the devil's son, even children know the goat represents the devil's son. Straight worship right in your face, and that was intentional. I don't expect you to understand it. If only you did, though. I was thinking earlier today, I wish more people would have taken an interest in the areas of study that I did. Maybe we wouldn't be here. Because 99% of the population, almost every single human on Earth, has no fucking clue what this is. There's a lot of shocks coming. You think you're horrified now? You don't even know, son. This is August 19. Donnie at some event with workers standing behind him. Are you exchanging written letters with Kim Jong? I can't tell you that, but I get along with him great. He has 57 very powerful nuclear weapons. He's going to be fine. So Donnie's building a narrative that him and Kimmy are talking and they're making deals. They taking names. They're making plans. And Donnie's turning on South Korea. Is it real? Does Kim Jong want anything to do with Donnie? Or is Kim Jong worried about his rep getting fucked up? Is that how much of a pariah Donnie has made himself? Where one of the worst murderous, remorseless, fucking animal dictators, Kim Jong, doesn't want to be seen with Donnie and doesn't want to deal with him. It seems that may be the reality right now. That's horrifying, son. Especially when Kim Jong and Donnie were in love, remember? That means Donnie even scares him. We'll see later where it's at. Are you open to negotiations with Iran? Maybe at some point, but right now the situation is so good. And this is what Donnie looked like the other day with the workers. I'm sorry. Give you a little mental picture. Maybe at some point, but right now the situation is so good. Really? Is that why you're flipping out every day, Donnie? Is that why boats are on fire in the street every fucking day? Why the Navy's still scared? The exact opposite of reality always with this demon. Trump is more concerned with the ballroom, so the Iran war will have to wait. No, he's very concerned with the Iran war. Just nothing he can do. All he can do is lie. Like he always... The strait's open, and things are so good right now. And that's the literal opposite of reality. The strait is utterly closed. Iran utterly runs it. They even grabbing Chinese boats now. And the situation is no good. America lost. So did Israel. So did the Middle East. Everyone had plotted against those people. And Iran may go on the offensive if motherfuckers keep running their damn mouth. I can tell. Bezos, suck. Sindar, all of you, your data centers might disappear over in the Middle East, okay? I have a feeling that's going to happen. Because they're going to piss Iran off to... Donnie going to keep running his fucking mouth. They're just going to be like, you know what? Let's just preempt all this shit. Let's just start hitting data centers, banks, whatever, like they did before. And Iran, I don't know what you're doing. You hit those data centers, you get anything you want, son. Anything. Those greedy cunts, that's their entire existence, those data centers right now. You start putting holes in them, anything you want. You want 300 billion, they'll give you 5, son. What are you waiting for? What are you people doing? I would be hitting a data center a day if I was Iran. Just for fun. You'll have every fucking rich cunt like Bezos and Donnie. You'll have him taking a boat there kissing your fucking feet. The Shah. That's how it goes. That's how desperate those fucking cunts of Satan would get. You start fucking popping holes in data centers. Or cutting cables. I don't know what the fuck you people waiting for. You got the fucking world on its heels right now. And the people making threats, they making plans, they thinking about how they can fuck you over economically, all that. I just be all right, let's start hitting some data centers. That'll quiet everybody right the fuck up. Have every fucking centibillionaire at my feet. That's what I would do, son, if I was Iran. And it would work like that. Hey. Sip of water. Love letters, yeah, between them, yeah. Kim Jong and Donnie. Looks like Kim ain't in love anymore. Kim got a new flame. Donnie's old news, he ain't used to that. He's used to being the important one. The good vape is back. Praise Jesus. I had to get this other shit. That's why my throat was getting fucked up. Because it's bigger and more is coming out and some gets in your throat and it just fucks you all up. Fucking thing. That one's smaller, the right amount comes out and it doesn't go in your mouth. Wonderful. Anyway. I'm so happy to hear this, but it's a bit late, ABC. Didn't you pay these people off like twice? Now you want to fight? This is what I mean. The fight should have happened years ago. Then you wouldn't have lost, I don't know, 87 million, whatever you paid these fucking people for bribes. I guess it's getting to the point where you're going bankrupt, right? Right. That's going to happen to a lot of companies. I told you that before the election. As you go more right compliant and more towards the devil, too. Bankruptcy. I know you're noticing that now. I know people have switched search engines. They've stopped using certain websites. I know it's mostly bots on the internet now. And I told you it would be that, remember? Right before the election. I know you were watching. I know a lot of people were watching. Even though I was only getting 40 views on my censorship channel. I told you. Do you want an internet that's only bots? That's what you'll have. Because people will pull back. They'll use it less. They'll get disgusted. Oh my God, I didn't think it would be this bad, what you people have done. I didn't think you'd push it this hard. But it's the end. You have to. You got no choice. Plus you invested trillions of our money, welfare money as well. No turning back right now. You bankrupted the company, right? For it. For the devil. And now no one wants your product. I know. I've noticed. I told you that before the election, geniuses. I told the press a long fucking time ago. Should have been calling this out. You should have not shown up for any of these people ever. Never put them on your network. Don't show up at the White House. Nothing. Treat them as if they don't exist. And you know what would have happened? They would have went the fuck away. You wanted it, you got it. Disney runs out of patience with Brendan Carr's bullshit. This is a quote. For over a year, ABC tried to appease the Trump administration. You mean pay him off? Were you one of the ones? I got to look at what stations paid them off via settlements and other things. I have a feeling you're one of them. That era is now over. On Tuesday, ABC, its parent company Disney, and 8 ABC-owned stations sued Carr and the FCC for grossly violating the First Amendment. Wait a minute, Disney and the major... You all wanted this. What happened? You all loved Donnie, where it was going, all of it. And the crazy sunglassman before this was saying, I know you all think you're going to benefit. No, you'll all go down with him. He's going to bring us all down. He's bringing many of your companies down. How many TV networks are just absolutely fucking worthless now because of him? And your appeasement to him. How many news channels, news programs never get watched anymore? Because you tried to appease him. And right-wingers bought your companies and ruined your networks. I know you all thought you would benefit. The execs at the TV stations, I know how you voted. The owners, I know how you voted. The reporters, I know how a lot of you voted. You wanted it, right? The tax cuts, all of it? The devil? Now you got it. Not going to cost you another fucking billion in court to get some half-ass victory that you'll just ignore anyway. There's going to be roundups, son. I told you that so long ago. That includes TV journalists, comedians, podcasters, liberals in government, liberals in general out in the public. Well, they're shooting them in the face right now. Eventually, they're just going to round them up. That's what Hitler did. That's what Donnie gonna do, okay? So all this is for nothing. He gonna round you cunts up later. He gonna do whatever he wants to do. And if that ain't obvious by now, it never will be, son, until you win the goddamn camp waiting for the gas chamber. If Adolf did it, Donnie gonna do it, okay? Except Donnie got technology to do it, for real. Florida Republican Mike Caruso, who advocated for the death penalty for pedophiles, that's a strange stance since he is one, has been arrested for sexually abusing and molesting his own grandson. Yes, I told you about this. DeSantis' buddy and appointee, high-level state government. Mike Caruso, Palm Beach County clerk plus staunch ally of DeSantis, arrested on child sex abuse charges for allegedly molesting his grandson, could potentially face death penalty. He voted for it, as he's pretending not to be a pedophile. And back to Donnie. August 19, at a podium with some men that he really liked a lot. He talked about how some were male models and they looked real good because Donnie's, you know, another one. If I were the mayor of a town, he says as he beat red, looks like he's about to stroke the fuck out here. Must have him gacked up on some nice shit. If I were the mayor of a town or the governor of a state and I had a chance to get a big data center, I would absolutely want it. Really, Donnie? What if DeSantis decided to allow one right next to Mar-a-Lago? Would you still think it's a great idea for a governor or a mayor to endorse a data center? Donnie, put your money where your mouth is, you goddamn hypocrite, a scumbag. Let's put one right next to Mar-a-Lago. Let's put one right next to the White House, since you've cleared all that land. No? They must not be so great then, you fat fucking pedophile sitting in your own shit. Who's gonna burn, son? Son, do you realize, my orange son, let me talk to you for a minute here. I know you hear me, son. I know you know who I am. And if you don't now, you will. Son, he names you specifically. Is anyone else even named besides you, the devil, and the false prophet? The people that follow you are named as a group, but that's not really the same. Son, he named you. Directly. Specifically, you, an individual human being. And Leon. And the imp. Son, what I'm trying to say is it's so goddamn certain that you'll be thrown living into the lake. And you'll deserve it just for the data center speeches alone. I saw a compilation yesterday. Someone put together about 6-7 videos of the noise the data centers make. My God, it's such an evil, satanic hum and grind and different noises. And you know it has effects sonically on the human body, on animals, on nature, on everything. It's fucking bad. And you can feel it when you listen to these things. And these people live right next to it, son. It's 24/7. It never stops. Pure fucking Satan. So let's put one right next to the White House. A nice big fat one, Donnie. I got more context later. Donnie added another sentence to that. I'm going to save it. And let's put one next to Mar-a-Lago. A huge one. That hums just all fucking day, Donnie. Show me you're about it. Convince me, Donnie. Anyone that's in favor of data centers, you can convince me by putting one right next to your fucking house, you fucking scumbag. Okay? Until you do that. Until you move next to one, or you endorse building one right next to your home. I don't want to hear a goddamn word from you, Satan. I don't care who gave you a check. You're still nothing but a worthless piece of charcoal in Satan's pocket. Who gonna burn with him? Whoever's in favor of the surveillance state, even in the slightest, I want a camera on you 24/7, and I want to audit your bank accounts to see when you got the check. And until that happens, your word is meaningless. Your opinion's meaningless. You're nothing but lake fodder. You're already dead. Why would I talk to you? Why would I take you seriously? Because it seems the people that endorse it are all exempt, like police officers, city councilmen that got checks, police chiefs that got checks. They the ones that preaching that gospel of data centers and mass surveillance and all that. The ones that are exempt. Isn't that interesting? So I want a camera on you, son, 24/7 if you're preaching the gospel of mass surveillance, of flock and peeping Tomery like Garrett Langley. And I want to audit your bank accounts to see when the check came in. I guarantee I'll find it in 2 seconds. A new boat, a new house, something. I'll find it in a minute, son. That's how greedy, fat, and stupid you are. It's just that no one's looking. Oh, but if I took a look, son, even with the badge, you 87 times as crooked as I'll ever be. If you're in favor of data centers, convince me by putting one next to your house or moving next to one. If you're in favor of mass surveillance, convince me by having a camera on you 24/7, audio and video. I can watch you anytime to make sure you're not doing nothing wrong. Like taking payoffs or touching kids or whatever you people do. And let me audit your bank account so I can see if you got a check for that gospel use preaching, son, and that would convince me. Then I join your team. I would see your side of it. Donnie says he would absolutely want it, so we can put one next to Mar-a-Lago. Meatball? Ron, I'm talking to you. Donnie's down. He said he would absolutely want it. Okay. Let's give him what he wants. I do have good relationship with Kim Jong-un. I didn't like the fact that they were doing this massive military exercises really against North Korea when I'm friendly with him. He's talking about South Korea. And again, he's talking about that relationship and trying to make you believe that him and Kim Jong are talking right now. I wonder if that's the truth. August 19, Iran has just forced 2 vessels, including a Chinese oil tanker, to turn around. They tried to cross the northern corridor. With initial reports, this comes as a result of vessels' refusal to pay Iran's tolls. So China doesn't want to pay the tolls. They're getting pissed. So they tried to send a few boats through without. And they wanted Iran to believe for about 2 seconds that they may join Besson and Donnie with the economic turnaround. No, they just don't want to pay the tolls. But if it's that or buying oil from America, which I'm sure Donnie has suggested, Xi can't buy oil from America. then he's beholden to America, and they can cut him off at any time, and he's fucked. He can't, so he's got to stick with Iran. He made his play to try and get out of the tolls. I don't think it worked. And they seized a couple Chinese boats, or made them turn around at least. That's their main customer. They ain't playing, man. Donnie, again, right now the strait is open. A lot of boats are coming through. People aren't reporting that. They're not reporting that because it's not happening. Iran runs the strait. That's been proved for 6 months. Donnie, again, just inverting reality. Always. A shame Iran is more trustworthy than I can trust their word more than his. What a fucking shame that is. That's the end of America. You understand that, right? Lucas County, Ohio had its flock cameras searched 904,000 times in a single month by cops from all over the country. The largest searcher, cops in Houston, Texas, a 19-hour drive away. In Texas, they are tracking when you leave the state and go other places and come back to see if they can arrest you for an abortion, buying weed, whatever. They know since they made THC illegal in Texas just recently, even after the citizens wanted it legal, they made it legal. They know a lot of you are going to leave and buy it for somewhere else. This way they can arrest you when you come back. They've already done it to people. Texas is the biggest trader state in America. It's trader central besides DC. They all about this, and they using it for what it's intended for. Arresting poor people for minor infractions. Outlaw things people need, like abortions and weed. Because the alcohol companies and the prison companies got pissed. They can control you economically. They can control you in every way eventually. That's where it's going. That way you make sure the money's going to the people you want it to be going to. Like the concentration campmen. For all the weed crimes that are about to happen. Why do you think the concentration campmen gave money and put the pressure on to make it illegal again? Alcohol and concentration camps were directly behind Texas, making it illegal. Their money. And Texas is the worst for checking flock to arrest people. Checking flock cameras way out of state to arrest people. Abbott is a straight criminal. Paxton's a straight criminal. The whole Texas thing. Fucking criminals. Human traffickers as well. With your money. I reached out to Flock Safety for comment on privacy concerns with their expansive Northern Virginia camera network. This is what I got back. Thanks for reaching out to Flock. Our media team is currently touching grass and taking a break. That's so fucking stupid. Unlike our cameras, we can't work 24/7, so we'll get back to you when we've had a snack and regain the ability to form coherent sentences. A peeping Tom who we'll probably find out is a pedophile later. And gay and a Nazi. Called Garrett Langley. I mean, I've heard of getting bullshitted and given the runaround, but this is fucking just pathetic. And they try and be cute and funny with their lies for Satan. Garrett, when you're on camera, you goddamn peeping Tom of Satan who's going to burn in hell for all eternity, you seem so sincere. Like, you want to be transparent and stop crime and not hide things from the public. This tells me all I need to know, son. And you're nothing but a goddamn worthless peeping Tom who's going to be in a lake of fire. Read Revelation. It applies directly to you, Mr. Peeping Tom. Not my judgment of you. I just despise you, that's all. The man hates your goddamn guts. And he's going to throw you in a lake of flame. Okay, Garrett? I hope the CIA money, I hope being the face of the CIA and being a Nazi and everything you're into, all the sick shit, I hope it was worth it. The peeping Tomery, I hope it was worth it. You know, peeping in little girls' gymnasiums and shit. I hope it was worth it, son. I don't think you're going to think it's worth it when you're in the fire. Guaranteed 100%. I ain't here for nothing, son. I ain't just here for you to watch me on a flock camera. You pillow-biting cunt. Nearly 700 wounded in action since the Iran war began. Yes, that's what the number is, and I assume it's even higher than that. They lie as they breathe, Pete and Donnie, about this. It's their worst nightmare, us finding out all the injuries and the deaths. They didn't want us to know about all those blown-up bases either. All across the Middle East. They're still lying about the schoolgirls they killed on day one. Jackie Singh says 700 of our brave boys and girls got hurt so the Trump family can make more money. Right, got hurt. I mean, they could have lost limbs, traumatic injuries for the rest of their life. These ain't paper cuts, son. Yeah, more money, right. And have an excuse for martial law in a couple months. You know, when they fake an attack on America or something. The CIA and these people, they're not creative. They'll just probably do the same thing as 9/11. You know, not the same exact thing, but that same premise. It's all they know how to do. .404 Media obtained footage of investigation and arrest of a cop who used surveillance databases and license plate cameras to stalk a woman. Here's a quote. We've told them over and over again, you see a hot chick, you don't look them up in a database. That was going on before Flock, by the way. When a cop saw a hot girl, you know, looking her up, making sure he's somewhere where she'll be. Now he can pinpoint her exact location. It gave you this exact scenario before any of these stories ever came out. Cops stalking girls they want to date. Cops stalking girls they used to date. Female cops stalking their exes. Lesbian female cops stalking their exes. All using Flock Garrett Langley's peeping Tom machine. We've told them over and over again, you see a hot chick, you don't look them up in a database. Ladies, you never know when a cop's looking you up because he saw you or pulls you over because you're cute. If you date a cop, you're goddamn insane. Male or female, I don't give a fuck. They have all the power. They're known wife beaters, my God. And son, I know a lady that married a... I've told you this story several times. I'm not going to do it again. What that motherfucker, straight criminal did to this woman. And it's their go-to thing. When a male cop, or mostly it's male cops that do this. The relationship's going bad. There's disputes over the kids. Nasty divorce. What's the go-to move, ladies? It's been done so many times. It's a trend among police officers. Tell a bunch of lies. Paint the wife as crazy. Get her committed. Go to court. Say she's crazy. She was committed. She got out. She's a danger to the kids. I need the kids. No child support. control. That's the story. And it's happened over and over. And it's a routine thing. Cops, they show up in a group. They take you away. They know the motherfucker lying his ass off. They've done it so many times. It's a known operation that many groups of police have done on one of their buddies or multiple of their buddies' exes as it goes bad. That's how they know how to do it. It's been done so many times before. I hate the world. Some worthless pig sees some fucking, I don't even want to think about, sees some girl he wants to date. And you know, cops are such interesting dudes, aren't they? Right, ladies? So much character and personality. And next thing you know, he running her info on Flock, Garrett Langley's peeping Tom machine. And he's showing up where she is or pulling her over. Even though he's supposed to be working a whole nother section of town. Okay, we get to North Korea's response to all the big talk by Donnie, how much they in love and they love each other, and he doesn't like what South Korea was doing. North Korea directly rejects Trump's claim that Kim Jong-un responded to U.S. outreach and gave a very positive response, with Kim Yo-jong saying the country is unaware of any recent communication between the leaders. He just made it up. I could tell the other day when the press asked him, are you and Kim Jong talking? Oh, I can't tell you that. How do you know we're not talking? The second he said that, I knew. North Korea's proven. We don't even know what the fuck Donnie's talking about. He's just making shit up again. We don't even want to be seen with him anymore. That's how persona non grata he is. That's what a bad omen he is on a motherfucker. That's how bad for a murderous dictator's rep. Again, it should scare the shit out of you that Kim Jong-un, who he used to be in love with, want not to do with him. That should scare you, son. It scares me. Kim Yo-jong adds North Korea has no interest whatsoever in Trump's move to reduce U.S.-South Korea joint military exercises over South Korea's refusal to join the Iran war, saying, reducing the scale or duration of the drills does not change the provocative and aggressive nature of the military exercises. North Korea will only attend any meetings if Trump formally drops the denuclearization language, coming after Trump claimed Monday the Kim conversation was very positive, and Wednesday said North Korea has 57 very powerful nuclear weapons. That's right, I just read that to you. I'm sure they love that Donnie said that. And they're saying we have no plans to get rid of the nukes. And we don't appreciate you hinting at that and that you made some breakthrough and using us. We don't appreciate you using us in your, endeavor to betray South Korea for us. They want nothing to do with them, is what they're saying. And they have no idea what he's talking about. And they're denouncing it. Even though what he's saying is in favor of them against South Korea, their enemy. This is astounding. Donnie's the guy that smells like shit. No one wants to be around him. Even the Kim Jongs, whoever's running the fucking joint, who had murdered her own cousin For fun. That's who doesn't want to be around Donnie. That should fucking horrify you, son. That's like Adolf Hitler saying, you know, I don't know what the devil's talking about. I didn't have a talk with him. I want nothing to do with him. I am astounded. He's the goddamn Antichrist. He got the Kim Jongs. Like, he gonna fuck our rep up. That's fucking horrifying. And they have no idea what he's talking about. He just made a bunch of shit up for 3 days. They didn't even talk to him once. I guess Donnie trying to get back in their good graces. Is that what's going on, Donnie? You worried? You're losing your 3 dictator friends that you had? The Saudis, Vlad, and fucking Kim Jong? Okay, this is Donnie. I'm not going to read the whole thing. On the True Social Money Laundering, he's announcing the big economic plan that him and Scott Besson came up with, which is already dead in the fucking water. No one has given the Islamic Republic of Iran a greater opportunity to make a deal than me. Tragically for them, they have failed to take it. Therefore, today I'm announcing the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country. Economic warfare and isolation on an unprecedented scale. Their navy's gone. I'm not going to read all that. Is China mentioned? That's all I'm looking for. Economic D-Day will need all of the allies to stand with the U.S. You mean all the people you alienated, Donnie? We don't have any allies. Thanks to you. Even North Korea don't want to be an ally. I am announcing that any country that allows its institutions, businesses, airports, government entities to provide any type of lifeline to Iran will itself face tremendous economic consequences. China does all kind of business with them. Russia does too. They will be exempt, of course. North Korea as well. Oil smuggling, swap lines, cash transfers, exchange houses, ship registries, front companies. It all needs to stop now. Donnie, you love front companies. You just made a law to where we won't know any shell company who owns it. Why are front companies a problem over here? Oh, because it's fucking you up. Okay. Economic D-Day. We need all of our allies to isolate, defeat the Iran threat. These maniacs are on the ropes. No, they're not. Not at all. You know how I know they're not on the ropes? Donnie's not bombing. BB's not bombing. The Middle East ain't bombing. They're going back to economic sanctions and shit like that. You know the shit that Obama did? And every other president before Donnie? Because they weren't stupid? At least not as stupid as him. That's how bad it is. This is all they can do. Oh, again, the data center my God, he is just beat fucking red. Jesus. If I were the mayor of a town or the governor of a state and I had a chance to get a big data center, I would absolutely want it. Many of them are designed in a very beautiful way. No data center is beautiful, son. My God, this cunt of Satan will say anything. Anyone in favor of data centers? Any politician, any peasant, anyone, put one next to your house. Show me how it's done. Show me the, what's the word? Show me the evidence of your convictions. Show me how down you are. Convince me. by slapping a data center up right next to your fucking house, you goddamn hypocrite of the devil. Very beautiful, Donnie says. So let's put one next to Mar-a-Lago. We'll make it beautiful, Donnie. And you can listen to the hum when you're touching kids over there and shit. Okay? It might fuck up the ambiance. You know what I'm saying? You goddamn fat fucking pedophile sitting in your own fucking shit. Thomas Massey is about to introduce legislation to withhold federal funding from any municipality or police department that deploys flock safety cameras. It'll never pass. That's not the point. Massey is giving a gift before he leaves to all his friends on the Hill. A chance for them to go on record to say whether they down with flock or not. And believe me, no one wants to take that vote. Because most of the Democrats have taken the checks. And it was a right-wing idea, so they all want to vote for it. So Massey's throwing a monkey wrench into the works here, and it could ruin a lot of politicians if they have to actually take a vote on the flock thing. Donnie was afraid to answer the question the other day. Remember I read it to you? What's your stance on the flock thing, Donnie? Oh, well, we're studying it, and, we'll come up with some talking points later. We don't really have a position right now. Donnie's putting them all in the national parks. That's by his directive. I thought it was to track cars. It wasn't about slavery and mass surveillance. Why did it in the national parks then? So Donnie's in favor of flock. He loves it. In fact, he's all about it. Going to spend millions more of your dollars on it for the national parks. So they can spy on you when you're there, too. Are you happy you voted for the Antichrist now, assholes? The ramp up with the cameras coincided right with him coming back on the scene. And once he got in, forget about it, exponential. And Donnie loves him so much, he's going to spend, I don't know, about 40 million, 20 million. He's going to put him, the cameras, the solar panels, all. Donnie hates solar panels and all that solar panel, but he doesn't mind them on the flock cameras all over the landscape. Isn't that interesting? And the right-wing grip machine, they hate solar panels. Yet they don't mind them on their fucking peeping Tom machine. Funny. If everyone has to take a vote on this, it will end a lot of people's careers. That's what Massey doing here. Giving them a little present. I do have a good relationship with Kim Jong-un. As you know, you've seen, he didn't like Biden. He didn't like Obama. He didn't like anybody, but he likes me, and I just get along with him, really, because he's denying that they even talk to you. Saying you're a liar. And saying they don't even like what you said in the fictional scenario of where you talk to them. Oh my God, we're doomed. I have to say this again. When one of the worst murderous dictators, remorseless, could fucking care less, starves his people, they're underweight, they're not even human anymore, what he's done to them. When he don't want Donnie around, that's indicative of the fucking end and our doom. And by our, I mean the whole fucking planet. Holy shit, Kim Jong don't even want him around. Jeff Epstein says he's the most evil thing he's ever seen, every guy he's ever known. Epstein said that! Cunts! One of the worst murderous dictators that Caesars would be envious of, his cruelty. The Kim Jongs don't want him around. Holy fucking shit. We are fucked. Yes, I'm taking another break. Again, that'd be like Adolf Hitler saying, I don't want that devil guy around. He's bad for my image, my rep. Okay. Okay, back to Meatball and his pedophile buddy. Straight pedophile. Mike Caruso, that's Caruso, not a liberal. Ron DeSantis' handpicked Palm Beach County clerk just went before a judge on 5 felony charges involving the alleged sexual abuse of a child under 12. The judge denied him bond when a right-wing man, a major right-wing machine man, touches a kid. And the judge actually denies him bond. That never happens, by the way, to these people. That's bad. He's also, usually these types of people are exempt from things like being denied bond. He's also been ordered to have no contact with the victim's family, or anyone under 18. Yesterday, he was a DeSantis appointee. Now he's sitting in jail with no bond. You know where Donnie belongs for pedophilia? You cunts of fucking Satan that dare have it on your lips that he's anything decent. Donnie, I'm talking about. That escalated exactly as badly as it should have, and I'm pleasantly surprised too. This doesn't happen. These people get denied bond. These people are exempt from that. The bond could have been $1 million. He would have paid it. He would have got it somehow. Nope. The judge is that horrified. And he should be. And you know who else should be sitting right next to this guy? Donnie fucking shitbags. Another non-liberal, by the way. Donnie don't believe in anything, actually, except the grift and touching kids. One person has already been murdered with those gloves. The victim was shocked 27 times with the gloves and 13 more times by a taser at a jail in Richmond, Kentucky. Well, they do that in Kentucky, don't they? Again, right-wing fucking Deathland. I'm sure they've killed more than one person with the shock gloves. We just weren't paying attention yet. We weren't looking yet. We didn't hear about it. We heard about this one because we paying attention. This ain't the first, even though it's being presented as the first. And remember, children, they are deploying these in middle and high schools in Nebraska. God knows where else. Because the contract, the payoff, and the kickback is way more important than asking the community's permission before you deploy shock torture devices against fucking children. That's why this goddamn worthless fucking thing called America is goddamn over. Forever. It's not coming back. And you know what, son? It deserves to die. Why? Because they're killing people with shock gloves. All of us ain't down with this. That ain't the point. It's got to go away. We didn't stop it. Not that we have the power. It's too late. And people are being tortured with electric gloves. That's where we at in the apocalypse. In the end of America and the world. Your shite, orange, fat Antichrist sitting in his own shit did that. Thanks, assholes, for making him a thing. Hopefully you don't get shocked to death when they round your worthless ass up. An internal investigation found 2 of the gloves' shocks lasted 45 and 99 seconds. Torture. What they were invented for. 45 and 99 seconds apiece, far more than the manufacturer's recommended 15-second limit. There shouldn't be any limit. They shouldn't exist. The person that invented them is going to fucking Hades, and I will see them there. Promise. There shouldn't be any limit. They shouldn't be used. And 15 seconds isn't good enough for the sociopaths and sadists that will burn in hell. They need to do it for 45 and 99 seconds because it's fun. The lake ain't gonna be fun. And I promise you that's your fate. Explain it to your wife and kids, son, because that's your fate. Hopefully you didn't take them with you. Hopefully. With the example you set. Hopefully they ain't about it. Hopefully. I doubt it, though. ISIS shot gloves have already proven lethal. Do not allow fascist thugs to obtain yet another deadly weapon. Well, it's kind of too late. They already killing people and shocking kids with it. 2 incidents already happened, son. So let's not even discuss it. Save your talking points. For the devil. You can tell them to him in a lake. Because that's where you're going to be. Oh, this an Amazon copter is it I guess a less rural area, and they dropped the person's package right in the pool. You can't see it in the picture. You can see the drone in the pool, but I watched the video. Yes, it flew above the pool and it dropped the package right in the pool. And why would you want this fucking monstrosity anywhere near your property? I don't get it at all. I know, Bezos. All you see is Satan and no employee. I get it, man. This is ridiculous. We gonna have these flying all over the place? Really? You fucking cunts of the devil. We'll have driverless cabs, which I would never get in one, by the way. I saw a video the other day. The thing went right past the stop he wanted to get off at. Took him on the highway, going like 70. Yeah, you crazy because you got in it, dumbass. I would never get in one of those. So no drivers. They want trucks, automatic driven as well. No truck driving jobs. No delivery jobs. That's the goal for Satan and Bezos, the CIA queen, welfare queen, who borrowed 300 G's off his mom. Wager her retirement. So many sons do that. That's a big gamble, son. I know several families that have done that. Could have went real bad. Good thing they had CIA connections, huh? I saw another video. I mentioned it months and months ago. It was a kind of poorer community. The lawns weren't so wonderful. A lot of dirt. And the copter comes down and it makes this fucking cloud as if a chopper's fucking coming down. Drops the package all half-assed on the fucking ground from like 40 feet in the fucking air. Why anyone would... I know why Bezos wants... I know why it's happening. That just that all he can see is the devil. Tunnel vision. No employees. No taxes. I get all the welfare. I'm part of the surveillance, omnipresent Satan state. Set for life. That's why we got packages being dropped in pools. We got little mini fucking whatever robots delivering food. I don't want a robot delivering my food either. That's a fucking problem waiting to happen, man. I see these little cars, they end up in fucking ditches and fucking pool, just anywhere. The technology doesn't work, son. It's that simple. They forcing it anyway because all they can see is Satan. Nothing else. It ends in a lake for you, Mr. Bezos. I'm sorry. Your mommy's money was wasted. I don't even know why people are even ordering from Amazon. Are you fucking stupid? Do you know what that guy's responsible for? Go to a store and buy it, man. School resource officer caught spying with flock. Here we go again. It's like the vice president looking at the little girls' gymnasium. That'd be the vice president of flock. I got to look that story back up. Make sure I'm being accurate. I'm pretty sure I am. Let's read a little bit of the dystopian nightmare. This the stalker tool. Again, Garrett Langley's peeping Tom machine that you pay for. Houston County Sheriff's Office announces findings of flock safety internal audit as part of the Houston ongoing commitment to yeah, right, sure. Accountability. Internal audit. As a result, Deputy Sierra Carroll misused data on Monday, August 17. Deputy Carroll was suspended without pay, pending termination. Matter referred to the DA for criminal. They are fuck. Do you see how bad they want the B system, son? Do you see how bad they want this? This is Officer 2. Might go to prison. 1 already did, son. Just for misused in flock. Son, I want to make this real clear. We don't need to read no more of this. I just read you 2 stories in one day where people is going to jail that used to have badges. That doesn't happen in this country. We've watched for decades, son. Cops murdering people, assaulting, committing crime after motherfucking crime. It's a feat just to get them suspended without pay. They're usually suspended with pay. And usually not fired. And definitely not going to jail. Are you fucking kidding me? Son, I read you 2. Utah, get me 2. In one night. Not for murder, not for assault, not for violating someone's rights, physically. Misusing the surveillance state. Garrett Langley's peeping Tom machine. Prison. You understand now this ain't going away. They're sacrificing police officers en masse. That's how bad they want this, son. And Officer Pig, do you understand you're not on the team now? Do you understand the devil and the beast system is more important? Garrett Langley's peeping Tom machine is more important than you, and they will sacrifice as many as they need to. We're reading the headlines every fucking day. Now they moved on to prison time, son. That's how scared they are that you will be the death of their brand new shiny toy that will make us all fucking slaves that peeps in your daughter's window for Garrett Langley. One more time, I want to say this. Cops is going to jail for misusing flock. I just read you 2, son. Suspended without pay immediately. Pending termination. That means she's getting fired automatically. And referring for criminal. Cops that shoot people don't get that. Son, that should scare the living fuck out of you. And every police officer should now realize you were never on the team, son. I know you thought you was. I knew you never was. And they will sacrifice any one of us, no matter how high you are, for the beast system. That's what's being built. Wow. We don't see cops go to jail in America. Very rare. And this was a school resource officer. Trump will host an IndyCar race down Pennsylvania Avenue with cars hitting nearly 200 miles an hour. We had the trailer park gladiator fights. that left part of the White House grounds looked like Mordor. During the weigh-in, one of the fighters actually vomited on himself as he spoke multiple times. Now we're going to have an Indy car. The White House grounds looks like Mordor. And we're going to have IndyCar. We're getting into that kind of white trash trailer park realm universe here, aren't we? Yeah. High priority IndyCar race in DC. How's the farm doing? How's your business? How's rent, car note? How your kids' college fund? I know it's all going horrible. Donnie gonna have an IndyCar race. That'll make you feel better. Some bread and circus, right, son? You gonna pay for it too, because you a dumbass. All right. Danger, they're conditioning you to view your privacy as selfish, right? I'm supposed to feel bad because I don't want a camera on me and my car, digital ID, none of it. I don't want to be a slave. That's only a flaw to the devil. Don't let him convince you your privacy, you're hiding something, whatever. Anyone, again, in favor of this, anyone making arguments, preaching the gospel of Satan and surveillance, let's put a camera on you 24 hours a day. The general public has a feed. We watch everything you do all day. Home, work, everything. Yes, those cameras are spying on people in their homes. Yes, your Ring camera is as well. Yes, your phone is as well. Yes, your smart TV is as well. Any device connected to the internet is as well in your home. That's where they got us, where they trying to tell us if you want privacy, there's something wrong. You're hiding something. Really? Well, then I can put a camera on every police officer then, right? If they mind, then they must be hiding something, right? I could put a camera on Donnie all day, right? I could put a camera on Pete Thale, on Sam Altman, in between him, molesting his sister and not. No? Why is that wrong? But a camera on me, a drone on me, a wearable on me, a camera in my fucking car, that's all right. Why is that right? But a camera on Sam, the child molester, is wrong. I don't understand. Why are you exempt? You're a child molester. You shouldn't be exempt. I want a camera on Sam all day. I don't want him molesting his sister again. Let's put a camera on all these goddamn pedophiles. Nutlick, Donnie. All of them. If you so about it. Again, lead by example, son. You all about surveillance. Let's put a camera on you 24 hours a day. No? Why? You got something to hide? Omaha requested 40 pairs of the gloves for just under $66,000 in 2025. That's your money, dumbasses. Again, that paid for a torture device for your children in your schools. MAGA, you amaze me. MAGA. Another word that made no sense. Gog and Magog. Never knew what that was. Because it wasn't invented yet. It didn't happen yet. The word. MAGA. Now I know. It took you cunts and your cult to come along for me to understand it. School board members at a meeting on August 17 said they hadn't been informed that the shock gloves are being deployed in their schools. Well, that would threaten the guy who got the bribe and the kickback. It needs to be done quietly. Then you trace it back to whose idea it was, and you trace it back to the new boat they got. That's a problem. School board could also be lying. Maybe they got checks too. No one wants their name on this shit. So everybody's going to be passing the buck back and forth. Look, anyone putting the gloves on, the lake awaits you. Anyone shocking a child or another human being, torturing them with these gloves, the lake awaits you. I don't care how good of a person you think you are, your mommy thinks you are, your spouse, your friend, your kids, irrelevant. I'm going to tell you what you are, son. A worthless puppet of goddamn Satan. And you will burn for all eternity. Why? Because you put a torture device on your hands and went for a paycheck and fun to torture people with electrocution gloves. That's why you will burn in hell for all eternity. And son, if you don't know me, I never used to say you're going to hell. I never said that to anybody. Until the apocalypse. Now I say it all day. Because I know your future, son. God's already told me. Via his writing. And a feeling I have. So in 2026, the year of our Lord, since 2025 actually, America has deployed electrocution gloves against children. In schools. Who needs school shooters? Again, when you got the shockman at your school, I'm sure you wouldn't mind if your kid was electrocuted by the shockman, right? It's all for the Reich and Satan, your people. Scott Besson on CNBC. They think they got a big plan now, right? I don't think so, Scott. Just bite some pillow and shut the fuck up. Does the economic campaign against Iran include China? Because that's the primary economic partner of Iran. Again, many conversations are best to have in private. He gave the game away. I've been noticing this for about the past 3-4 days. I read you some of the headlines. The Chinese are tired of paying the tolls. China's their main customer. China cannot buy oil from Russia right now because Russia's on fire. Thanks to Ukraine. China cannot buy oil from America because then they're beholden to America. If they're ever getting a war, whatever, America just cut their oil off, they're done, they lose. They can't have that. So they'd stay with Iran. They tried to make a move again. They're pissed about the tolls. Besson and Donnie tried to talk to the Chinese to see if they could get them to stop buying, cut Iran off from all their economic trading partners. It's not going to work. Because they have oil. The most valuable commodity on earth. Next to young girls and children. If you catch my drift. So Iran's always going to have customers. You know what I'm saying? And there's all those other products, the fertilizers, all that different stuff that the whole world needs. That will result in food shortage next year. But that's what the Reich and the devil's looking for. Manufactured scarcity. The devil loves that. So, what the press is trying to get at here is, you seem like you've talked to China and convinced them to abandon Iran economically. Well, that's in private. We can't talk about that. So just like I've been saying, Donnie and Scott went to China or talked to someone in China and they probably got a kind of okay. They probably promised that specific person something. But they didn't get the final okay. And China just happened at the moment to be pissed about the tolls, so they're like, you know what, maybe we'll put it out there that we might abandon them. But in reality, we can't. So Besson proved everything I was thinking. And he proved that Donnie, and Donnie proved it as well with his big post, announcement, proclamation, now that he's lost the war, that they're trying to get China and other trading partners to just abandon Iran and stop. But Iran has oil. They'll always have customers for oil, I'm sorry. So even if they did get abandoned, someone else would come in. Donnie with his threats that anyone that does business with them or helps them, they're cut off, they're going to get sanctioned. Nope, China won't, Russia won't. And they're Iran's main two economic partners, China and Russia. So Donnie just shouting into the wind again. Donnie's, talking shit and he ain't got the ass to back it up. And Besson talking shit, can't back it up. And if they can back it up, if China went along, you know what Iran would do? Start popping data centers. And hitting the United States and others economically with missiles. And they can do a sun all fucking day. And the whole Middle East and Israel and the United States are terribly low on interceptor missiles. So Scott and Donnie, if their plan was successful, Iran would probably just hit a bunch of banks and data centers and fuck the whole economy up for a whole bunch of companies. They won't get their way. China will not abandon her. They can't. There's no other option. So they lose. Iran checkmates them again. And this is where they checkmate them right here. Iran is considering a distributed military strike on all U.S. economic interests in the region. You know what that is? Banks, data centers, etc. Not bases. Economic interests. They've already hit some data centers. They already hit some banks. In Israel and elsewhere. Imagine if they went back to that. And Mr. Bezos, Zuck, Sundar, all of you, Leon, Sam, Anthropic. Everyone's low on interceptors. Your data centers are sitting fucking ducks. Careful, children. Careful trying to cut Iran off economically and steal their trading partners away. How did Iran put it? Considering a distributed military strike on all U.S. economic interests in the region. You know what that means? Data centers, son. If we want to talk economic D-Day. They can do it easily, and you can't stop them. As much money as you have, the weather things you're doing over there too, and the military you have behind you. They can hit you better now than on day one. Because you're low. Mr. Bezos and all the rest of you, I'd really consider having a talk with Donnie. He might get your shit all blown up. And they can do it, and you cannot fucking stop them in the slightest. You're worse off now again, son, than you were day one. Here we go with China. Now they give in their testimony on this. So we got North Korea already told Donnie to fuck off. With Donnie's lies about him in North Korea and how that's all going the past 3 days. Complete fiction. They didn't even talk to him. They don't even know what he's talking about. And they don't even like what he said. Now, Scott Besson and Donnie been lying about China for the past 2 days. They've been trying to float this idea. We finally have a plan. We're going to get China to abandon them in their main trading part. No, Russia's not going to abandon them. No, China's not going to abandon them. No, sorry. China directly rejects Trump's announced economic D-Day against Iran, saying sanctions and pressure tactics are not the solution. This comes as China's Commerce Ministry already issued a formal blocking ban back in May 2026, ordering Chinese companies not to recognize or comply with U.S. sanctions on 5 Chinese refiners accused of handling uranium. In other words, China just ignored everything that Donnie wants. And Donnie can't do shit about it unless he wants to go to war with China. He can't even beat Iran. He going to beat China? I don't think so. So China and Russia get to do whatever they want, despite the big talk by Scott and especially Donnie. Anyone who does business, except for China and Russia, I can't fuck with them. Vlad owns me, and I can't go to war with China over this. I'll lose. And China says, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you goddamn liar. North Korea said the same thing. Donnie loves Xi. Donnie loves the Kim Jongs. They want nothing to do with him. Scott Besson and Donnie made up complete fiction for the past few days. Donnie made up another fiction about North Korea. North Korea said we have no clue what the fuck he's talking about. China said we have no clue what the fuck he's talking about. We're doomed and I hate you. This happens every time when he makes a proclamation about Iran. Iran's, we don't know what the fuck he's talking. We're not even talking to him. We don't even pick up the phone. North Korea says the same thing. China says the same thing. Complete fictions day after day to manipulate the stock market. Him and Barron make millions. Barron's worth $150 now. That'd be million assholes. Your soldiers had to die for that. You had to pay $5 for gas for that. I hate you. The situation in Gary, Indiana is escalating. Gary's water company has now issued a boil advisory stating that they do not have the power necessary to filter the city's water at the municipal level, but people are questioning how to boil water on electric stoves without power. Right. Next, you're going to see fires in apartments from people trying to cook with fire, open flame, something. What a fucking nightmare. The national debt, I asked you, children, to look up before you made your rebuttal, before you grabbed your talking points, before you got mad. When I said the debt, last time I said it was 30-some trillion, I believe. Now it's 40. The red part is the part that Donnie is responsible for term 1 and term 2 so far. Notice how big the red section is. Remember, a crazy man in sunglasses said before the election, he gonna liquidate everything. After the election, he's liquidating everything. And he's stealing whatever the fuck he can from you. That be the treasury, asshole. And he's spending on your credit card as if it's fucking water. This proves it's on term 1 and term 2. I don't ever want to hear another right-wing conservative ever talk about fiscal conservative. Rand Paul. No, fuck you. Never. Look how big the red section is. That's the 20-some% section, the line there. Getting close to half there, buddy. Donnie's responsible for about 1/3 of the entire national debt, built up over 250 years. I goddamn fucking hate you. I already knew the answer. That's why I told you, little child, who had your talking points of rebuttal already, to go look at the percentage Donnie's responsible for before you throw the talking points out there. For your own edification, not mine, I already know. And I discounted your talking points a long goddamn time ago before you even thought them up or heard them. This dude went to San Diego, California City Council meeting in a complete Darth Vader outfit. And he endorsed Flock. He was making a point. And he made it well. It looks like that. Darth Vader wants Flock in his town. The Emperor is a fan of Flock, and we must continue utilizing. That's just an excerpt from his speech. Yeah. The Emperor is a fan of Flock. We must continue utilizing Flock technologies so that we can follow and surveil the rebel scum. Right. We're the rebels now, son. I hope you understand that. And the council people that all took bribes, they probably thought this was funny and stupid. Some of them hopefully felt bad. Because you're on the side of the devil. Data centers are the devil. You know all the negative impacts. I won't repeat them. Donnie said they're great and beautiful. That should tell you all you need to know. You go with the opposite of what the devil and the Antichrist says, don't you, son? Because he sure as fuck ain't putting one up next to Mar-a-Lago or the White House, son. Zuck ain't putting one up next to his house. Mr. Sindar's not putting one up next to his house. Gates isn't putting one up next to his house. Bezos isn't putting one up next to his house. Leon isn't putting one up next to his house. That should tell you all you fucking need to know. What they should have felt is like pieces of shit that work for the devil and have betrayed their fellow man and took a check. I guarantee every councilman has. You can tell by how many times I see groups of people yelling about surveillance and data centers, and the councilmen just have contempt for them. That tells me they got paid, and that public is a threat to the money, the new boat they got, the new house, whatever, the new mistress, whatever. Nothing offends the cunt of Satan more than someone honest standing there threatening their bribe money. Well done, the Darth Vader person. It's a powerful metaphor for what's going on. Laugh at his Vader costume now, burn later, cunts. You know who you is. That's the point being made, whether you see it or not. That the lake awaits you. The Trump admin has been quietly selling thousands of wild Mustangs to slaughterhouses for as little as $25 a horse, more than doubling sales since taking office, according to a Times analysis of government records. Trump secretly sends thousands of horses to their deaths, slaughter in plain sight. This was all over the internet today. So again, you're being liquidated, the whole empire. The national parks for minerals, oil, and forestry, wood, that will be all taken away. That will be Mordor. Your horses are being sold for slaughter at whatever they can get for them. This was in Project 2025. To clear this land, the horses do damage. They eat the grass, all of it. They want the land cleared of the wild animals, and they want to use it for God knows what. I don't know. Farmland, data center, who the fuck knows? Do you understand you're in the apocalypse yet? Do you understand he's the Antichrist? And he would sell his own grandma if it made him $5. This doesn't surprise me in the least. I told you were being liquidated. That includes livestock. They want that land these horses graze on. It was in Project 2025. Donnie is an evil cunt fuck of Satan in a shitty diaper. He is evil. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Wild horses being sold for slaughter. For 25 shitty dollars. That's the devil. That's the Antichrist. And the sad thing is, a percentage of you wanted it. I saw something you liked. I hope you're at the point where you don't like it no mo. Or the lake awaits, son. And look what you're responsible for. Aren't you proud of yourself? Pat yourself on the back. You and the devil are doing great work. God, am I ever going to get to the end? Iran declares now is the best possible time for escalation by Iran. Yeah, it is, Iran. Yeah, you're right. I wonder what you're waiting for. You got Israel on their heels. You've been wanting to get them forever. You could take the U.S. out economically all over the Middle East. You could hit those data centers. I don't know what the fuck you waiting for them to attack you again. For escalation by Iran, far better than the night of the ceasefire, and the military response to America's economic attack is both necessary, reasonable, and timely. This comes as a source close to Iran's Galibaf said today Iran is considering a distributed military strike on U.S. economic interests. Well, they're going to see what Donnie does first, of course. Checkmate. If they hit those data centers, they will have Bezos, Zuck, Donnie, everybody. Again, they're kissing their feet, begging them to stop. And asking them, what do you want? What it would result in is probably about $600 billion of your dollars being handed over to Iran just to make it stop. I am not kidding in the fucking slightest. You want to see them cunts on their knees before Iran? Let them start hitting the data centers. Flock is against having a record of what they say online. They've blocked themselves on the Wayback Machine Internet Archive. This is highly irregular for a government vendor whose public-facing legal commitments are under active scrutiny. I'm not going to read anymore. Another example. So when you see Garrett, the peeping fucking Tom, giving you a speech about how they want to be transparent, they don't want to be surveillance and all blah, 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 fucking blah. They don't even want their shit archived. And when you write them a letter saying, hey, would you want to comment on this thing here? Oh, we're touching grass. Because we're cunts of the devil, liars, hypocrites, peeping goddamn Toms. So we can't respond to your email right now. Garrett. It's going to be so sad seeing your effeminate Nazi pillow biting ass in the lake. But you earned every second of it, son. And I know you don't take that seriously as you're taking those heaps of CIA and welfare money from us, all to enslave us for the Nazis. And your buddies in the CIA. But son, It will be fire for all eternity. For you, specifically. You're going to wish for this time right now where 98% of the world thinks you're abject scum. You will wish for this time again. That's how bad it will be. You'll wish you were back here, where everyone hates your goddamn guts. Two Lynn police officers have been placed on paid administrative leave after an audit of the department's flock cameras identified a pattern of searches that raised concerns. Well, can they be on not paid administrative leave? This is what I mean. This is how shit's usually handled. They'll probably turn up the heat, don't worry. Because many other departments, they press in charges, son. That's how bad they want the devil. That's what it comes down to. They don't know that. Or maybe they do. I don't know. I don't care. That's how bad they want the devil. The devil being the surveillance state, the data, all of it. Our slavery forever. You realize that's what they're building, son. Humanity enslaved for all time. Data's close. The St. Alex Jones 40 years ago. They an inch away, son. More officers. I read, again, remember every one of these stories, there's 1,000 more. Every day I see these. A Cherokee County deputy is the latest member of Georgia law enforcement facing charges for allegedly misusing flock license plate readers, officials say. Now facing charges, there's a third one in one evening. Wow. Another one. Jesus Christ. A Colleton County lieutenant was terminated. A lieutenant! This is systemic, son. It's everybody almost. Which I figured it was. Terminated after an investigation determined he made more than 2,700 unauthorized searches using flock cameras. A sheriff's office spokesperson said. Straight fired. That usually doesn't happen either. They making a point. They want that beast system. The surveillance means everything to them. Everything. They putting officers in jail. We don't see that here in America. Very rarely. For way more serious crimes than this. That's how you know what it is, son. They love this surveillance state thing. The CIA, Garrett, Axon, Donnie, all the Reich, all of them. Integral. Three officers facing prison time. One officer terminated immediately. That's in one night. 4 stories. That represents thousands more. If you think the fines being sought against Meta are high at $200 billion, remember that Meta has been harming children at an industrial scale for 2 decades. They knew it. Their own research showed it. We organized 35 of their own studies here. Yes, their own internal documents prove this. And Zuck's a pedo, so. Always the way. Always the way. The National Republican Senatorial Committee sent a private memo yesterday to USAI companies warning them that the GOP is on the verge of losing Ohio over data centers. Well, the right-wing machine gave them all the money, son. You wanted it. Now you see the public hates your guts. You didn't know that in advance that was going to happen? You thought the talking points would just work like they used to. When someone's got to listen to a data center hum for the rest of their life and their property's now worthless? No, this is a new era, son. You're being too overt and bold with the Satan. Now people feeling it directly, immediately, right in their face, because that's what you want. Now you're going to get the real vitriol, the real hate. And people like Charlie Kirk will be executed. And CEOs will be executed. I told you that before the election. Remember, son? On the censorship channel. I asked you if you was man enough. I told you in Russia, anybody goes out a window, a CEO, a general, anybody. I explained that to you, little children, at the tops of all the major companies. You didn't care, right? You knew better because of how much money you have, right? Right. GOP is on the verge of losing Ohio over data centers, and unless something is done to improve public perception, political support will collapse nationwide. Public perception is the problem. This is always the way. These cunts of the fucking devil. Don't just remove the evil. Remove the ruination of people's lives that you are the goddamn cause of. We need better talking points. Because our elections are what's important. Not the water we're going to lose, the power, the energy grid that's going to go down that can't sustain this, that we're all paying for extra. Not the pollution, not the noise pollution, not the ruining of property values, not the slavery of mankind, not the 24-hour omnipresent surveillance that the data center will be filling up with. The problem is the talking points and we're going to lose elections. That's why it's fucking over. And I hate your fucking guts. Now they're disguising flock cameras as traffic barrels. Yes, this gentleman did a video. He showed the barrel where the camera is. They're trying to hide these things anywhere they can, hoping you will not vandalize it or notice it. Be aware of that. Just because you don't see the camera, look at what else is around. They're hiding them. I showed you another video or information in those little speed traps the cops set up, the digital ones that have the little screen that show you how fast you're going. They're hiding flock in there too. I've seen the pictures of it. So they don't want you vandalizing it. Remember that. And if you're wondering if Donnie's about flock, remember the other day he didn't want to answer the question because, you know, we see enough Satan and evil enough coming from, you know, the whole world hates his goddamn guts, even Kim Jong-un. So Donnie didn't want to answer the question. He was worried about the midterms. The National Park Service has created a White House priorities list internally to fast-track Trump's desires. Trump's desires, you say? They include more than $12 million for flock cameras and new U.S. park police equipment in D.C. area. Yes, he's putting cameras in parks. I thought they were for stolen cars, assholes. No? No, for your slavery for the rest of mankind, for the rest of time. That's what they're building. Peter Thiel's wet dream. The devil's wet dream. That's what they're building for you. And Donnie's fully on board. In fact, he approved $12 million to put the cameras in the park. So, you know, you can spy on the little children's and you while you're on vacation. Because 24-hour surveillance is the real point. Tracking down enemies of the right is the real point. That's the real purpose of the apparatus. Garrett Langley's peeping Tom machine. You understand that's what it's ultimately for. Not for crime. To track you down when you get on a list, son. And eliminate you. Won't even take a human, AI, flock, and a drone. You're dead. Every cunt that hit the R box in the voting booth, that's what you've done. You're responsible for that. Why hate your goddamn guts? You'll learn that lesson the hard way when a drone kills you because you got mouthy one day. Don't worry, it'll happen, son. Inevitable. Oh, and we're at the end, finally. As if, you know, the slaughtering of horses for 25 bucks a piece going right in Donnie's pocket. What did I just read you a minute ago? Oh, the flock cameras, 12 million of your dumbass money again. God, he just robbing you blind. You're paying for the whole surveillance slave state. That's going to end up costing you your life. Isn't that amazing? That you're that stupid? That you put your name on it? When it's going to result in a bullet in your head? By the Reich? Or the gas chamber? Or the death of your kid in the military or your spouse? Or to just starve on a ship? Because the devil and your shitty fat fucking Antichrist never gave a fuck about you. Yet you kept voting for him. You preaching his gospel still to this day. You learn from your daddy and your granddaddy and Richard Nixon and all that shit. Preaching it just as strong today. That straight devil gospel. And then you go into church on Sunday thinking you a good person. As you say, who's going to pay for those children's school lunches? And you don't say who's going to pay for that ballroom that Donnie's going to hide in. When he comes, sends people to murder you. That's why you're over. You were never alive. You were dead before you were born. That's why America's over. That's why the world's over. Because you, God's special little creature, built the Antichrist and preached that right-wing Satan's gospel since 1945. That you heard your daddy preach, your mammy, your grandmammy, your grandpappy holding his gun. Right, asshole? You know what he's preaching? Satan's gospel. Then you preached it. And it all led to one place, son. You know where? Antichristo. Latin, look it up. Antichristo. That's where it led. You know where it eventually leads? Lake of fucking fire. With the Antichristo, the false prophet, and the goddamn imp, whose gospel you've been preaching, and your mammy, and your daddy, and your grandpappy. Since 1945. Nothing but the devil, son. That's all it was. Isn't that amazing? Again, the slaughter of horses. This is just what we discussed in one day, by the way. The devil's very busy. So's this fat pedophile Antichrist. My God. Slaughtering horses for 25 bucks. Flock cameras, slave surveillance cameras, and national parks that you're paying for $12 million. And this is the cherry on top. You ready? Did you not know you were in the apocalypse, son? A crazy man in sunglasses keeps telling you for 10 fucking years. The government is looking for a contractor to hold 3,000 unaccompanied children on a single campus, 8 to a room, 8 sharing one toilet, shower, and sink. And how many pedophiles will be visiting that facility on a routine basis? Cunts of Satan, I'm asking you. We building concentration camps for children now. They putting ads out on Craigslist. And they looking for contractors. I titled the live stream after this. After you and your Antichrist. And great ideas like shock gloves shocking children in middle school and high school because some fat fuck got a kickback or a payoff on the city council. or concentration camps for children. Let me say this real clear. It doesn't matter if you care, believe it, see this, and don't. It's this simple. Anyone, and I mean goddamn anyone, involved in building, setting up, down to the goddamn plumber, a child's concentration camp, son, you go into the goddamn lake. That is more of a promise than any promise anyone's ever made to you in your worthless fucking life. If you even put the toilets in, son, you go into goddamn hell. The federal government is seeking contractors to build child concentration camps, one specifically. And, conveniently, a good portion of the people at the top of society, especially in the right-wing persuasion, like touching kids. And we're all friends with Jeff Epstein. So, if we have a facility that's only children, 8 to a room, I think we know what's going to be going on, don't we? And who's going to be looking at the cameras and all the great stuff the satanic pedophiles will use that facility for? The human trafficking child's concentration camp. Hopefully they just won't go right to extermination, but since they're all pedophiles, I doubt it, and they're children, that's what they're looking for, so. Children that no one cares about. Perfect for them. It's how we got here in the first place. You people looked at the Latin people as something lesser. They played on your racism. Your racism eventually leads to the extermination phase. Not just of the people you hate, of you too, cunt. That's what I'm here to tell you. That's why you get to see my pretty face so much when I don't want to be here. I'm here to tell you them children don't just end up dead. You do too, motherfucker. Forever. Those children will live again. You will not. Anyone who has the least of it on their lips. And I mean R, and I mean Donnie, and I mean camps. Because that's what your movement, your cult, your satanic fucking political cult has led us to. Children in concentration camps, and that being endorsed. And that being laughed at, and that's a good thing, clapped for, cheered for. Son, I dare you to cheer for that in front of the man. I goddamn fucking dare you. What I know that you don't know is that you're going to be in front of the man. And it's all fun and games, son. Till that fire hit your ass. So many people down here preaching so, I forget what it's called, so strongly against raising minimum wage because they went to college and got scammed out of a bunch of money. And that offends them. A McDonald's worker might get $20 an hour and barely be able to survive. I've talked to those people. I've had the conversations. I remember talking to a woman about it, and I noticed the Mercedes in the driveway in a nice home she lived in. And she had a problem with raising the minimum wage. $1. Cunts. I fucking hate you. That's the type of human I'm talking about. Only the lake awaits that, son. That attitude, $1 for a minimum wage worker, that was too much for that woman. It bothered her. It bothers her as she drives her Mercedes. That at that time, a McDonald's worker, instead of getting $7, they would get $8.25. Even that was nowhere near enough to live on at that time. We shocking children in high schools. That is the gospel of Satan being preached straight up, as if it's good. Brooke Rollins, haggard-ass Brooke Rollins, hag of Satan, was out there again today, preaching the gospel of starving children. Now they're looking for contractors to build a children's concentration camp. I goddamn fucking hate you. Anyone who has even a tiny bit of orange on their lips, son, hell awaits you. Read what happens to you there. You burn for all eternity. There is no rest day and night. There is no relief. All eternity. That is your fate. That's a promise. Mark it on your fucking calendar. If you have the least orange on your lips, and if you take the mark, fucking forget about it. And if you got a little orange on your lips, I know you're going to take the mark. I'll just say this and then I gotta go. The Antichrist goes in the lake. That's Donnie Shitbags. The false prophet, that's the Ghoul or Leon, I'm not sure, or both. The devil himself. And you, if you take that mark, son. And if children's concentration camps and shock gloves in children's schools does not convince you you're on the apocalypse and that Donnie's the fucking Antichrist, I don't know what the fuck will, son. Inbred Mark Wayne locking nuns up in concentration camps, that don't prove it to you, son. You in it, it's the end. Don't take the mark. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Please hit the PayPal or Zelle. I'll put it at the top of the comment section, the link for the PayPal. The email for Zelle if you want to do a Zelle instead of PayPal. Have a wonderful evening. Don't take the mark.